Brought to you by Moultrie Mobile. Also by Growing Deer.
Across much of the whitetails range, the peak of the rut has passed. During the peak of the rut, the highest percentage of does in the area are receptive, and that means bucks don't have to move very far to find a receptive doe. But each day, as we move further past the peak of the rut, there's going to be fewer receptive does. And that means we're going to start seeing similar behavior as we saw during the pre-rut. Bucks are going to start hitting scrapes again. Now, it may not be as intense, but they're going to also be on their feet more, looking for those fewer receptive does. That means hunters can take advantage, slide in. We're past that lockdown phase, and they may see more daylight activity of bucks on their feet. During this time, there can also be a shift in food sources. During most of the fall, there are a lot of acorns hitting the ground. Some of those acorns have gone bad, or they've been consumed by deer, and deer are shifting back to food plots. Now, finding those shifts, those current food sources, that can be key to seeing deer. And deer are kind of getting back on that food cover pattern. They're not just willy-nilly through the woods. Finding a food source that has a lot of does, man, that can be key to tagging a buck. And that's exactly what Danny Noggle did just a few days ago here in southern Missouri. Danny's Moultrie Mobile showed a nice 10-point buck hitting a nice little hidey hole food plot he had in the middle of the timber. That was on the afternoon of November 17th. On the afternoon of November 19th, there were a pile of does in this food plot. And that tells me there's likely not many acorns around, and deer were coming to that food source. That was the hot location. And wouldn't you know it, all those does were there, and that 10-pointer was cruising around trying to find a receptive doe in that group. Danny saw this on his Moultrie Mobile, moved in, and tagged that buck on the afternoon of November 20th. Man, use those Moultrie Mobiles to find your current food sources. Bucks are starting to get back on that food cover pattern because they've used a lot of energy, burned a lot of calories during the rut, and they're going to be feeding. If you can find areas where does are coming in and bucks need to grab a bite to eat or swing around, scent checking, looking for a receptive doe still, man, that can be key to seeing and tagging a good buck this time of the year. Hey, I hope you get outside this weekend and are able to enjoy creation and hopefully punch a tag.